Hey folks, Poster, welcome back to another Digimon Rearise video, and we finally got news from the next summon. I don't know why they took so long to give us any more news on the next summon, but, well, it took them a while, and, well, here we go. We got our next summon. It's a step-up summon, which I honestly did not expect coming, since we just had, like, a step-up summon right before the Alphamon banner with Digimon and SABERLEOMON. But we do have, a step-up with Lotusmon and SABERLEOMON, and not the most exciting Digimon, obviously, but anyways, let's go over them first before we actually talk trash about it. So, so let's go to their pages, right? So for Lotusmon, I think Lotusmon is actually not terrible, honestly. I don't think Lotusmon is that bad. Its stats, 6,934 HP, nice, 2,935 power, 1,339 defense, and 22 speed, and 22 speeds, whatever, but, its stats are nothing fantastic, honestly, but if you check out its moveset, it's actually not terrible, I don't think. So your main skill, 220 damage to 4 enemies, plus defense 30% to all allies for 2 turns, and then 45% chance to paralyze 4 enemies, right? That's not terrible. Again, it's 4 enemies, but the downside to that is, well, it's not a downside, but, the problem with that is 30% is not too much, and most folks run Hydramon/Mamamon anyways, and then for the paralysis part, a lot of people run Alphamon and Phantomon teams now, so they can't get paralyzed, so there's that. I mean, the damage isn't terrible, I guess. 220% to 4 enemies. That's not bad. But anyways, moving on, we got the sub skill for this one, and the sub skill, it's damage to 2 enemies, 260% increase on power. What? No, that's not. That does not look right. 260% damage to 2 enemies, not too much damage, and then dexterity power up by 40%, and then tech up by 40%. So, if you're running a def team, which, most def units, they have both power and tech, right? So they're like, a lot of them are mixed. So if you're running a def team, it very likely will be a mixed team anyways. So there's that, I guess. And so you don't have to choose, oh, am I gonna run Wisemon, or am I going to run, Leomon, right? So you just run Lotusmon. It's only 40%, but, that's still not bad. You're 20% off from what they're at skill level 1, obviously. Skill level 10 is a different issue. But, again, not a terrible move. So there's that, I guess. Doesn't do too much damage. Lotusmon is kind of just like a all-around dexterity support kind of unit. It's not here to do damage at all. It's here for some defense increase and some offensive boost as well. So the passive is disables electric shock, paralysis, freeze, and just all the CCs except for blind and skill lock. So it disables all the skill lock stuff for deft allies. So this is basically your deft version of Ophanimon/Alphamon. And here's the thing, like, Alphamon teams are pretty good. Ophanimon teams are still really, really good as well, right? I'm not sure if a Lotus, like, a deft team really keeps up, honestly. Like, again, this is the guaranteed one, so keep that in mind. So for the deft units, we have a decent selection of deft units, right? Decent, so not Mirage Gagumon. So we got Shine Greymon, or not Shine Greymon, Piedmon. Piedmon's decent, does really good damage, right? Piedmon also has Blind, which is really, really good at the moment. Blind is kind of low-key counter meta, except for Phantomon teams, because a Phantomon could just lift that anyways. But maybe after the opponent used their Ophanimon S1, and then you could use Piedmon's Blind, right? So that helps. But for the most part, you got Piedmon over there, right? Obviously, that's a really, really good unit to use. And of course, you got the big one, the big deft unit, Daemon, which of course, it's still really, really strong. So these two are decent units to have on a deft team. And then obviously you have Lotusmon on there as well. Maybe Mirage. I am not super sold on Mirage Gagumon. Again, Mirage Gagumon much better used in Clash than anything else. But like that's like kind of like it like for your deft units. I guess maybe Pinocchiomon, right? If you want to throw that in. But like who else? Like Gaiomon. Gaiomon could come out soon. Gaiomon's really, really good, right? But just again, Gaiamon's not out yet, and we don't really know when Gaiamon's gonna be out. So if you want to run like a team with Gaiamon, then Lotusmon could help. So there's that as well to consider. Just the Gaiamon thing, right? Gaiamon is deft, and Gaiamon is really, really freaking good. 340% damage to enemies, 3 times damage when crit occurs. Oh, I forgot his passive basically nullifies what's his face's passive, Lotusmon's passive. So I guess if you want to run a Gaiamon, you don't need Lotusmon. Never mind. But again, if you are running a dexterity team, Gaiamon obviously would be a really, really good option there as well. But like, who else at the moment? Again, Daemon, Piedmon, really, really good deft units. I guess Ravemon if you don't have Piedmon. Ravemon's a good alternative as well. Again, Ravemon does nullify blind, so that takes away the other CC from your team. So there's that as well. As for ultimates, are there really any good deft ultimates other than Lomon, which I guess is there's no point using it if you have Lotusmon, right? So yeah, I think that's like kind of it. Maybe you'll throw in a healer, Plesiomon or whatever in the mix. But I don't know about. I'm not really sold on Lotusmon at the moment. Again, Lotusmon is not bad. It's just that it's not as good as it could be at the moment, unfortunately. So moving on to SABERLEOMON. SABERLEOMON, I don't think there's too much point to summon for SABERLEOMON. So it's 460% damage to one enemy. Defense reduced by 40%. Increase your crit rate by 50%. And then 320% damage to one enemy, increase your power by 50%, and then a 60% chance to point your enemy. This nulls all the, well, not all the, a lot of the DOTs on Brave Allies. And then, let me see what that is. I don't know what CT is. Is that like cooldown? Decreases cooldown for 50% for Brave Allies, I guess. Like, here's the thing with SABERLEOMON. Dude's not really useful. I mean, I wouldn't say not really. I guess the passive's kind of useful for Brave teams. This is a decent Brave pickup, but like otherwise it's just going to be used for Clash battles, and it's really, really good in Clash battles. Like if you want, this is a decent replacement for Mirage Gagumon if you don't have Mirage Gagumon. And also, do keep in mind for the banners, not the banners, these units, they do give you that bonus for the Clash that's going on right now. But honestly, this is probably a skip. Like both SABERLEOMON and Lotusmon, they're all not terrible, but like again, we just got Alphamon. We got Ophanimon, we got Cherubimon, we're getting SABERLEOMON, we got Bonjoleomon, we already got Daemon, right? Beelzemon, Seraphimon, and look who's left. Like, okay, Vikemon, that's one that we haven't gotten yet. Barbamon, these guys are terrible, right? But then aside from that, Gaiomon, Katarismon, Allforce Vitramon, like, yikes! We're in dangerous territory right now in terms of our rubies. Like, again, SABERLEOMON, Lotusmon, solid units. They're not bad by any stretch of the imagination, but in comparison to like Allforce, Gaiomon, yeah, I don't know. I would say if you're free to play, I would probably save save rubies for these, right? Like I'd probably save rubies. These are good units. Just bad timing. If they came any earlier, if they came like before Alpha, before Ophanimon, before just around where it should have came out, then sure, it's not a terrible unit. But especially with Daemon, back then when when Ophanimon wasn't around, when Alphamon wasn't around, you know, Lotusmon plus Daemon plus Piedmon would have been a pretty destructive unit, right? Ravemon as well. But now that Ophanimon's out, Alphamon's out, Lotusmon is just, I mean, again, not bad, but just gets outclassed a lot of the times. I'm not saying it strictly gets outclassed again. You could definitely win against those teams with a Lotusmon team with Daemon and Piedmon and whatever, right? But again, we're getting Ulforce. We're getting, you know, Ulforce. We're getting Kentorismon, Gaiomon. After that, would Black Wargreymon, Omnimon, right? Yeah, I wouldn't summon. I probably wouldn't. I mean, personally, I'm gonna summon because, well, I'm gonna make YouTube videos, but and also, you know, I don't mind having a Lotusmon, but or I really like SABERLEOMON, honestly, since I missed out on Rajagagumon. But you know, I don't mind getting these both. But again, it's probably a skip, man. It's probably a skip. I would highly suggest skipping these guys, even though it's a step up summon, even though it guarantees you the unit. The units just aren't that great enough to warrant, like, you know, potentially missing out on Ulforce, Vegemon, or whoever else, right? So anyways, that's me for this one. Hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. If you're going to summon or not. Again, completely up to you. My suggestion is probably not to summon, probably save Rubies, but if you want to summon for it, I'm not stopping. So anyways, again, that's me for this one. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Like and enjoy this video, subscribe to the channel for some more Digimon Rearise content. And I'll see you guys in the next one.